Alrighty, hey traders. In today's video, I'm going to cover the GDX or the GDX and GDXJ, the gold mining stocks. I'm going to be covering gold and also silver update as well too. What's going on with those? I've actually put that there twice, so don't forget that there. And also, I'm going to be covering the stock market and why I see a 40,000 Dow target. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. I'm running a free training today and you're going to see the most powerful trading system on the planet. You see, after spending 15 years and testing 84 different systems out, we've uncovered a simple, secret 4-step trading system that gets up to 90% success rate on any market and any time frame while only trading 1 hour per day. Go to johnsfreetraining.com or click on the very first link in the description below right now. That's johnsfreetraining.com. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into the markets. The first thing I want to first thing I want to look at is the GDXJ. The GDX first. The GDX, as you can see, right, the first thing, what we're seeing here on the GDX is we're in a very, very nice upward. You can see for the last sort of 2 to 3 months through here, especially on that short term, we've got this very nice upward trend line. Let me delete that through there. You can see how we've got this very nice upward trend line coming through right now, where we are there. So it's probably through there, but then we're also we can see we have something probably going on through there somewhere. So see how it's all, we had this little bit pointing up, but see how it's all squeezing up into this triangle pattern. The really interesting thing about the GDX, what's happening right now, is that we are definitely squeezing up into this. We're definitely, you see how we're squeezing up here. So when if we could start to get like a nice little gap up, a nice little break up from here into there, then then we're probably likely to start to see a really, really nice move to the upside. And if I bring up that weekly chart, you can see that we're probably likely to start to see a rise. Where's that trend line? At least back up towards that trend line through there. If we do get a little breakout through here, we're probably likely to start to see a move up from there. As you can see here, we had this period of sideways movement, then we broke up. Now we're squeezing up into this level. So if we do start to see a bit of a break up and out, that's what we're probably likely to start to see. Now, if I go back and have a look at my GDXJ, and the same sort of thing here, right? On the GDXJ through here, we can see how that on the actual GDXJ. Let me actually just erase everything off the screen here. You can see how if I draw my trend line from there and I bring this up through to there through to there, you can see how yesterday we actually broke through this level through here, or actually a couple of days ago. Then we've actually broken back up, and today we've actually sort of rested right on that level there. And you can see that we're sort of, once again, into this overall sort of squeezing up where we are right now, as you can see, sort of from there through there, right? So we're sort of squeezing up into this triangle pattern once again. So once we start to see a bit of a break, we're probably likely to start to see a move up. Once again, the GDX is actually pretty much right at its resistance level there. So that'll be really interesting to see overall, but if we definitely start to break up and out of this level through here, and we start to break here, then it's probably going to be a nice move to the upside. We've got that resistance through there. We've got that short-term resistance coming down. So if we can see a breakthrough here, we're probably likely to start to see a move up from there. So that's what I'm looking at with the GDX and the GDXJ and stuff like that. Now, here is something interesting that I've been finding out with gold, and even though I'm pretty bullish long-term gold where I am right now, looking at what I'm looking at here right now, it's really hard to say which way it's going to go because no one knows, right? But it'll be really interesting to see whether we actually do hold here and then we continue rallying up from here, or we're likely to rally up and break down. So it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see what's going on through there. I definitely have a bit more of a longer term trend line coming up through there. So if we break, we actually may see a bit of a sell-off actually in gold if we break through here. That's on the short term anyway, guys. If I go have a look at my silver chart now, and you can see on the silver chart itself, look what's been happening here. The silver chart actually looks obviously a lot different than the gold chart. We had this move up. So let me just delete this off the screen. So this move up, as you can see, we're in this bull flag, but look what's actually happened right now today, right? We broke back below, and I said this actually could be a bit of a false breakout to the upside. Then we had nothing day. Now we've actually broken back up. We're sort of closing where we are. Well, we haven't closed yet, but we're sort of in the middle where we are there right now. So this tells me that this is possibly going to be some sort of false breakout with this down move. So this downward move, down, down, down. Then we got a selling period. Now we're rising back up. The really interesting is, do we keep following through? If we do, that's when we're probably likely to start to see a move back, breaking the 1850 and probably head on its way up to around the 20. Let's go. Yeah, probably around the 20, probably around the 21 level is where I probably see it rallying to, or it going to. So up there as well too, so where it's likely to run to. So as you can see, overall, if we squeeze our chart up, we're definitely in this very, 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 very tight sideways pattern through here. We are starting to compress up into this long-term trend line coming through here, as you can see. So we have this very, very, very long-term trend line coming up, and now we're squeezing up and into this level through here. So once we start to break up a little through here, we're probably likely to go for a nice move to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. Really interesting stuff, what's happening right now. Now, if I go and have a look at, say, the Dow Jones, this is something interesting, guys, that I've been talking about on the Dow Jones. And let me bring up, say, the last couple of months through here. We can see on the last couple of months, once again, guys, with that we've been, let's go to the last 3 months. We can see in the last 3 months that we've had a very, very nice rise, but we've actually broken below this level through here. You can see how this here was the actual sort of channel that I was in. Now it's actually broken out of that level through where we are right now. So so it's very interesting to see what's going on here. We had a bit of a gap up. We actually had a gap down. So lots and lots and lots of volatility, but you can see pretty much overall just sideways, right? For all of January, we had a move up, and then we had a move down. Now we're going sideways. So we really are overall stuck in this overall, as you can see, right? Bit of a sideways, really, a bit of a sideways, not really much going on sort of pattern through. If I delete that off the screen there and delete that off the screen there, you can see what's really going on through here right now. If I bring up, say, the 1 year view, and we bring that up through there. Once again, that'll be the long-term trend line. But that's what we're seeing there on the short term, guys. So it's really interesting to see, are we going to continue to break down from here? Or are we, like what's going to happen? Are we going to break up, or are we going to break down? If we do break below the low of today, then that's probably this is some sort of lower high, and we're going to break down through there. And we're probably likely to start to see possibly the next sort of support levels back down there around there, sort of that level through there, possibly even a bit lower. So possibly even down through there, say the 2750. So that's where we're probably, if we do break, we're probably likely to start to see a move back down through there. But just to leave you guys with this video, I mentioned yesterday how I see a 40,000 hour target, and people think that that's absolutely just crazy. It's not going to happen, yada, yada, yada. Here's the thing, right? If you look at all the mechanics right now, fundamentally what's actually going on, that's actually buoying. That's right. That's the proper word. Buoying the stock market. What's actually really going on here? We can see how they're dropping interest rates. They're still printing money. They're going to keep printing money till they can't, right? We all know that. And the mechanics of what's going on right now is in line of this stock market going up. Now, here's the thing, guys. The interesting thing is that whatever you really think is negative for the market is not likely to be that, right? Now, what I'm saying is this whole virus thing that we're seeing right now, that's not likely to be a big negative. It may cause a short-term pullback, right? But not an overall trend change. And so whatever we think is actually bad for the market is probably already factored in, and then suddenly the market goes for a big run. The market works in opposites. It really, really, really does. And so, well, that's not in all cases, right? When you get a good earnings, most of the time the market goes up, like Amazon did recently and stuff like that. But with all this being said, guys, with everything that I've said through here and everything that I've just said with the printing of money, with the low interest rates and so on and so forth, the market is likely to keep going up. Even with pullbacks, okay, it's going to go up for a while, then we're going to get pullbacks and so on and so forth, right? It doesn't just go straight up. As you can see on this chart here, right, we don't get that. Some people think, oh, every day is going to be an up day because he said the bull market's coming. As you can see, right, the reality is a bull market just takes its time, right? It takes many months for it to form. So if we can see that that's what's going on right now, and we can see that everything that's happening here, the only way that this is likely to slow down is when they actually start to raise interest rates again. Now, what's going to cause them to start to raise interest rates? Inflation, right? Now, inflation has picked up a lot quite recently. And if I bring up the inflation, the United States inflation rate, you'll be able to see here, right? You'll be able to see here how that, let me just zoom right in through here. You can see how the inflation's actually picked up quite massively since January. This is like the last 12 months. Since January, we were down here at 1.6. Now we're actually starting to rise up. So if we do start to see a continued move in the inflation rate, the inflation numbers, that's when they're probably likely to start to do that. All right, that's when they're probably likely to start to see a move up, and we're probably like or a move up in interest rates to try to calm it down. But by that time, we're probably likely to start to see a massive blow off in the market. So for me personally, guys, I'm hoping to see a nice 5 or 6% correction in the markets, because that's going to be an amazing opportunity to buy the market for what's likely to happen moving forward. So a lot of people say that it cannot happen. Anything can happen in the markets, okay? And especially what's going on right now, there is so much more upside to come, especially when we just spent, look at all this here, right? We just spent pretty much 2 years going sideways, and now we've just broken out. So that tells me we have pretty much like maybe at least 12 months to 2 years worth of upward movement before the price and time start to be balanced. Okay, and what I mean by that is the market went sideways for 2 years now, and so that's probably called time or energy building, and now we're releasing. So we're now likely to see at least a 12-month or 1 year to 2 years of a bull market, depending on the volatility. Now this is slowly going up. It's not a very big bull market, so we're probably likely to see a couple of years out of that. A couple of year bull market simply means we go for a run for a while, then we're going to see a pullback, okay? Just like we're seeing right now, guess what? We're seeing a little bit of a pullback. So that's the reason why I say a 40,000 Dow is coming, because of everything that's happening right now. And especially if they drop interest rates again, oh my goodness, guys, that's going to just go, the market's going to go nuts if that happens. Let me know what you think in the chat box below.